What's up, guys? Welcome back to GoldClassGaming, and today I'm doing some ABC test hands with my combo ABC deck from my video last Wednesday. Here's a quick overview of the deck. If you want a more in-depth explanation of all the card choices, be sure to watch that. Deck profile. If I remember to do this, there'll be a card up in the top right to take you to that video. But I'm just gonna hop right into the solo mode on Dueling Book, and we're gonna figure out. And I'm going to play through a couple test hands and explain lines of play, that kind of stuff. Alright, we're here with our first test hand. It's actually a pretty solid hand. We opened our B and a bunch of extenders, which in general is pretty good. You know, opening a lot of extenders is never a bad thing to do. Immediately, I'm going to scale my guitar and then discard one of my dangers. I'm probably just going to discard Tsuchinoko because that guarantees us a monster without having to risk a card in our hand. We're going to summon out our Symphonic Warrior mics. And then our Tsuchinoko will summon itself from the graveyard. And from here we can normal summon our B. And then we'll be able to link off with Tsuchinoko. And I think we probably want to go into Platinum Gadget here. So we're going to have to use our mics. I wanted to see if I could maybe keep mics just to then overlay into Infinity. That doesn't seem like it's going to happen. So we're going to go into a Platinum Gadget, and then our B will summon. Let's see here. So I don't think adding heavy mech support armor is the best idea here, because while we can normal summon it, we then kind of get stuck on the last bit. So we probably want to add our A. So it's gonna be normal A, link off, add back B, special B. Yeah, that'll work. We'll add our A to our hand. We can either normal it or special summon it to the Platinum Gadget zone. I'm just going to normal summon it. And then we can link off into with Tsuchinoko and our A for and any link 2 really. I'm just going to use Nightmare Cerberus. A will add our B back to our hand. Now we're going to special summon our B to this zone Platinum Gadget points to, since we haven't used that effect yet. And now we can link off these two for our Decode Talker. And B will add our C, which we can then discard off of our Galaxy Soldier, and then add a second copy of Galaxy Soldier to our hand. And now we'll be able to summon. You can link off these two for our Nightmare Griffin, and then be able to make our ABC Dragon Buster. So we got fortunate there, and that we had multiple extenders. The one we ended up using our guitar, our first Galaxy Soldier, and discarding one of our dangers off of our guitar. You can substitute that danger for even a Solar Windjammer. We just needed that extra monster on the board to potentially get an extra link material with. So that's it for our first test hand, and let's reset the deck and see what hand we get next. A very solid test hand. We've opened the Keep in mind we don't have Union Carrier or Union Driver yet, so just Hanger itself is not full combo, but we do have the Hanger, Galaxy Soldier, and a Light Monster opening hand that we like to see to end on Dragon Buster plus Cyber Dragon Infinity. So we're going to start it off by adding Union Hanger. We're going to use the effect to add, we'll add A to our hand just for an insurance policy. Then we're going to normal summon B, and then use Hanger's effect to equip A. Now we're going to discard our A for Galaxy Soldier. And then the effect of Soldier will activate, allowing us to add a second copy of Galaxy Soldier from our deck to our hand. Now we can link off Soldier and our B, we'll send our A to the graveyard, for Galaxy Eyes Soul Flare Dragon. A will activate, adding B back to our hand. And then B will activate, adding our C to our hand. Oh, and then Soul Flare will add our Galaxy Soldier back to our hand. And now it's as simple as discarding our pieces for each Galaxy Soldier and then overlaying these soldiers into our Nova, and then our Infinity. Move that to our zone. Now you can banish our C, our B, and our A for our Dragon Buster. That's our typical Buster Infinity combo. That combo was ripped just straight out of my combo video. Didn't have to get creative at all really. But hey, sometimes you just get those hands, and it's never a bad thing to have. Obviously, I'd probably set the impermanence too, just to have some extra negation. But now we're going to reset and look at our third test hand. Okay, this is a much more interesting hand. We do have Uni Hanger, which is good, and we have Dangerous Tsuchinoko, which is a free monster. So this might play out weirdly. So we'll have to see what we can do with this. This hand might not make Buster. I don't know. I'll have to kind of figure it out. I don't think it'll make Buster unless we draw a good card off Tsuchinoko. We're going to activate Hanger and add our B to our hand. We're going to add B. And then we're going to normal summon B and use Hanger's effect to equip C. Because now if we draw a Union monster off Tsuchinoko, we can then just summon that off of our... we can then do a chain link with B and C. So now what has to happen here is we have to draw a Union monster. Basically, in an ideal scenario. So if we discard Tsuchinoko and then summon it, that's bad. We need to summon it and draw a card. And either we have to summon... Either we have to draw any Union monster, a Galaxy Soldier, or if we... Actually, yeah, I think just those two. Or just draw more dangers, and then hope to God we can just get lucky and discard our ABC, or discard our last piece. So we're going to reveal Tsuchinoko, and then we're going to treat as 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to roll our dice and see what we have to discard. We're discarding number 4, and summoning Tsuchinoko. Let's see what we draw. We drew an ABC piece. That's literally all we needed to happen. It's A, which is convenient because we needed A, but this could have been heavy mech support armor for all we care. All we needed was a Union monster, because then that would have allowed us to form chain links with our B and our C. So now we're going to be able to link off with these two. For any I'm gonna go with an IP Masquerena, and then we're going to I'm gonna do C1. I'm gonna do C1 B2. Or no, B1 C2, just to then I can chain block our B. We'll summon our A, and then add our heavy mech support armor for next. Actually, it varies. We could do C1 B2 and add C, summon C, and then go all the way up into a Nightmare Griffin. So yeah, I'll do that for the sake of explaining it. We'll do C1 B2. B will add our C. And then C will summon our C. Now we can link these two into a Decode Talker, and then C will summon our A, and then A will go to grave with Decode Talker to summon a Nightmare Griffin. So we could, and then A will add our other C back to our hand. So you could do this board. The only issue is that you're going to give them an arrow with Nightmare Griffin, which is okay, it's not ideal, but it still forces them to use that arrow as opposed to like the other extra monster zone. So versus Sky Strikers, this is fine because it forces them to summon their Kagari in this zone, which then stops them from activating all their spells again until they've linked off with their Kagari. But then if they've linked off with their Kagari, they have to then put it up here. But that means they won't be able to use Hayate or the effect of Shizuku. It's a give-take balance. This board's fine versus some decks, but bad versus others. And then obviously we'll set our impermanence just to, so we'll set it in that column because they already have 2 monsters there, so there's no point. The third one won't matter at all. And now let's go off to our 4th test hand. All right, we are drawing the absolute nuts with this hand. This hand can either make Buster Griffin or it can make Buster Infinity, but we have Galaxy Soldier, Hanger, Guitar, and 2 Union monsters. Part of me is curious part of me wonders if I can make Buster, Infinity, and Griffin. Let's find out, shall we? So yeah, we'll start off with Hanger. We'll add our heavy mech support armor, just because why not? There's no point in adding our A. We're gonna equip it immediately. Actually, we actually don't even have to equip the A. Let's see here. So, how do I can either approach this by doing the Infinity combo first, and then using my remaining extenders to make Griffin, or I can do my Griffin combo first and then start with go with Infinity. I think I'll start with the Griffin combo. So I'll activate Guitar in the Scales, and I'll discard my C to special summon Mike's. And then I'll normal summon B, and for this combo you don't actually equip immediatally. So we're going to go to Grave, and then link those two off for a Platinum Gadget. There's over there. B, normally B would add armor to our hand, we're already holding that. So at this point we can kind of add whatever. I'm just going to add A to my hand. Just for some extra, just because just in case stuff goes wrong, like in case they ogre my Uni Hanger, I'll still have A in my hand to discard. We'll normal summon our armor, and then use the effect to bring back B, and then we'll also use Hanger to equip an A to our armor. That way we can chain block it with Hanger, with armor 1, Hanger 2. We'll stop them from using Ghost Spell and armor, which doesn't happen often, but it comes up enough. From here we're gonna link off into a link 2 of our choice. Oops, I'm gonna set that. That's not the graveyard. We're just gonna link off into a link 2. I'll just pick Cerberus. A, we'll add that back to our hand. Actually, if we're trying to combo off really hard, we'll add the other C back to our hand just to have a ton of link fodder to go off of. We'll do that, and then we're gonna add, and then B will add C to our hand. That way we're just gonna keep cycling C's. Platinum Gadget will special a C. We're gonna link off these two. Or no, hold on. Let's add a B to our hand. That way we can possibly get an extra search, which will then help us get to our Infinity. Yeah, so we'll special C. Then we'll link off those two into our link 3. And C will special B, which will then get us to Nightmare Griffin. We can put that in this zone. That way we still aren't going to give them a spot to point to. Or we could put it here. Like you can put it wherever you want. Either way, you're gonna have both of your things as linked. B will add any unit to our hand. So we have 2 B's in grave, 1 C and 1 A. We have the second A in our hand, so we're gonna add our second C, because now we'll have 2 full sets in graveyard. We'll discard our C, summon our soldier. We have to actually put it in one of these 2 zones, since it's now a special summon monster, and have to play around Nightmare Griffin. Soldier will add soldier to our hand. And then we'll discard. We'll discard that just for soldier. Yeah, we'll overlay here. We'll overlay these 2 for Nova, and then rank it up into Infinity. And then we can banish our C, our B, and our A for Dragon Buster in this zone. This is an absolutely insane hand to just draw an raw open. This is absolutely not a standard hand. You'll do this once every 100 games maybe, because that was like the ideal 5-card hand to draw. And then if you notice, we have a full second set of pieces in graveyard. So if, let's say, they call by their grave our ABC, we'll still be able to make Buster again next turn. And now they have to play through Buster, Griffin, and Zyrtec Infinity. I believe that was test hand 4. I could be wrong though. Let's head off into our 5th and final test hand. We're drawing C, Mike's, Call by the Grave, Jammer, and Call by the Grave. Now this is an example of one of your hands, which will just very simply just be a brick. There's not much you can do about this. this hand will be very, very simple. You're pretty much just gonna set 2 cards. You know, like if I was playing this hand, I would summon that in defense mode, and then set C, and then set called, and then set called, and then pass. And that's all. And then that's all I can really do with that hand, which sucks. But hey, sometimes you just brick. Since I was a brick, I'll do one more test hand, just just kind of actually have a more final test hand. This is an interesting test hand because we've drawn both our guitar and our mics. Which is actually kind of a fun test hand. So we have our soldier and our bee, which is cool. But since we have our guitar and our mics, we can actually put these two directly in the scales, and then just straight up just pendulum summon our bee and our soldier. Soldier's effect will activate, I believe. Yep. Yeah, it'll activate and add a second copy of soldier to our hands. And now let's see here. Can you make Buster here? We haven't normaled yet, so we can search off that. You can add a. You can then normal A. Yeah, we can. Oh yeah, this is Buster easy. Platinum Gadget. B will add our A. Just then we can then normal summon. Use our actual normal summon for A. Hold on, wait. There's an issue here, huh? We have nothing to link it off with. So let's see here. But let's put this back in the extra deck and summon back out these two. Oh, and see what options are. So, making Buster might be hard here, but you might still. I'm curious to what you can do with this hand, because there are gonna be some really weird things to do. Sadly we don't have a way. This is an interesting hand. What can we do here? So if we link these two off in the Platinum Gadget, we can get A back, but then we're not gonna have anything to link off with the A. Puts us at an impasse. If we make Soul Flare Dragon here, we get the soldier back and the Beast Search. That gives us 2 soldiers and 1 discard. I think that's probably I think Soul Flare is probably our best bet. In terms of just getting further. So I don't think we're gonna make Buster here. It means our best plan is to just make like an Appaloosa and pass. So B will add our A to our hand. We haven't normal summoned yet, so we can. So if our goal is to just make Appaloosa, it might be better just add heavy mech support armor to our hand, and then this will add our soldier back to our hand. Because now, if we can we can normal summon our armor and revive our B, and then we can discard soldier to summon soldier, and that can get us a 4 material Appaloosa. It's a graveyard. If format Appaloosa, so this is an Appaloosa with 4 negates, and of course we'll also be able to get our extra search off of B since we just did that again. We'll add A to our hand for next turn, and then we'll be able to set our infinite impermanence and have 5-ish negates. Once again, not an ideal hand at all, but this is just kind of what you have to work with sometimes. Not every hand's perfect. Some hands are hard brick, and some hands you kind of have to just do this and hope it works out in the end. So this is the best we could have done. But that's gonna be it for all these test hands. I think we've done about 6, with the vast majority being overall good test hands. And I actually didn't do any cutting in this video. This is all 6 test hands back to back to back to back. So I didn't selectively pick good hands. Yeah. So if you guys like this video, be sure to like if you guys like the video, sure to drop a like and leave a comment down below telling me if I could have done anything better. I don't think I misplayed, but I might have. I'm not perfect. And then if you guys want to see more of my content, sure to hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, I'd like to thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time.